What is up, besties? It is your girl Karmic, back to you again with another video, and this time we have to cover the Quiet on Set docu-series. If you haven't seen it yet, you gotta watch it. I predicted back in 2020, it's why I went viral on TikTok, that we were going to see, after the age of Aquarius started, everybody that is, you know, in the industry, people that we worship. I'm already hearing it now. It's like a fall from grace from people that abuse power. We're getting out of that. And so obviously the Nickelodeon Quiet on Set really covered that. And so I want to make this into a series. So you need to let me know in the comments down below if you want that series to happen. Because if you guys don't want it, then I'm not going to do it. But in today's video, we are going to take a look at both Ariana Grande and Jennette McCurdy after either they watched the documentary or it came out. It kind of feels like they're not that interested in watching it. I'm sure they've heard about it. It's kind of unavoidable. But in the first half, we covered Ariana after the documentary. I got some information about what was going on during the times in Nickelodeon. Allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. There are zero facts here, of course. And then in part 2, we cover how Jennette's feeling, what's going on in her life since the documentary, why she wasn't on it, and etc. And then also, it came through some beef that had happened between Jennette and Ariana Grande. I'm not going to get too involved in that. You'll see it in part 2 of the reading. So, as always, this is alleged, and for entertainment purposes only, there are zero facts here. This is just intuitive, psychic impressions. You know, how could a girl possibly know that Kate Middleton had cancer before it was released that she had cancer? I must not know anything. But anyway, you know, as always, you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the links are down below. As you guys know already, we have launched the Karmic DF website. It just makes it easier for me to keep up with the personal client readings. So if you want to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is down below. And if you've already gotten a reading from me, if you could please leave a review, I would appreciate it so much. I appreciate y'all so much. I think I've covered everything I need to. Like I said, I want to turn this into a series. So, you know, share this with your friends. Let me know down in the comments, because I think we could get into more of this. I want to look at if anything happened between Leonardo DiCaprio, allegedly, and Brian Peck, because why did they show a clip of them and then we find out about Drake Bell? I also want to do a video on Drake Bell. I also want to do a video on Jamie Lynn Spears and maybe her connection with Dan Schneider, and maybe we can understand why Jamie is the way that she is today, other than her toxic parents. So if you guys are interested in a Nickelodeon deep dive series, I really want to do it. So let me know down below. But again, all for entertainment. Zero facts here. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. But as always, if you guys enjoy this, please leave it a like. It really supports my page. Thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. Thank you to everybody that subscribes. Hey, my regulars. Hey, besties. I love you guys so much. If you're seeing this on Monday, I hope that you guys have an amazing week. And if today sucks, just remember that tomorrow is a new day to begin all over again. And, you know, tomorrow's never promised, so let's appreciate what we have. But, and I think with what's going on in the celebrity culture and the fall of what's going on, we need to realize that we need to appreciate each present moment. But without further ado, all alleged, let's get into the aftermath from Ariana and Jennette's perspective. And as always, besties, let's get into it. All right, besties, so let's take a look at how Ari is feeling about the Quiet on Kids set, as well as if we can get any reasons as to why she didn't go. Now, honestly, as I'm saying it, I'm seeing a contract. I'm hearing the song Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours. And then I'm seeing like the shush symbol. So I believe, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only, that Ari was likely paid off. And I almost see her, like they're showing me her with her nose up in the air. So I feel like, but I'm hearing the word liar. So I feel like, and I'm seeing the Five of Wands in my mind's eye, which is like conflict between people. Who she was back then, it's like, yeah, I'm hearing the song, I Don't Fuck With You. Who she was back then, she really doesn't want to remember. Because think about, because I'm hearing the word groveling. And we've seen that, like, we've heard through the grapevine that like, you know, she got things that other people didn't want to do. And I'm hearing like I'm seeing like stairs in my mind, and it's like I have to climb these steps. I want to be famous. I feel like, yeah, I'm hearing the song, I want to be famous. I want to be on movies. And I feel like, yeah, because I'm hearing again the De Niro thing where it's like there's an offer you can't refuse, 111 on the clock. Yeah, this was all about for her. It was like, I want to be, yeah, I'm hearing the song Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. I want to be famous. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be famous. And then I'm also seeing like young. And I'm hearing the song Young, Wild, and Free. And it's like naivety is the word that I would use in this. So obviously she was a child star. So I feel like what I'm hearing is like compartmentalization. This is reminding me of like an Aquarius moon or Aquarius placements. It's like I'm putting it in a box and I'm putting it to the left. Yeah, I'm hearing the song To the Left by Beyonce. It's like, this is what I did as a child. I didn't fully understand what I was being asked to do. I was just trying to make my money. Yeah, I'm hearing the song Knock Me Down 9 times, but I get up 10. And now I'm hearing I don't need the D, I need the money. So for her, it was like, I want stardom. I want fame. I'll take the scraps. I don't care. Because I see in my mind's eye, I'm seeing Jennette saying no, Dan getting mad, and then being like, Ari, you want it, it's yours. And her being like, fuck yes. And I'm seeing Dan being irritated, allegedly, because it's like, you're not the talented one. And listen, I know that Ari is a freaking megastar and she's incredibly talented as a musician. But from the perspective of producers on the show, it feels like you're really not all that great compared to at least Jennette. I think there was a competition going on, and I feel like they're putting me in the energy of the show, and it's like you can sense that like Jennette's favorited. You could sense that, you know, I feel like Ari, I'm hearing Space Cadet, so I feel like Ari was kind of naive back then. I mean, she's a child, of course, and, you know, we know now from Jennette's book she was a parentified child. So like there's a issue with minds here. It's like, I don't know if anybody's had to go through this, but I get it from Jennette's perspective. When you've grown up too fast, it's kind of hard to bond with people your age. Like I've always sat at the adult table during like events and stuff like that when I was a kid. I get this energy. Ari wasn't really broken yet. You know what I mean? Jennette had already been broken, but she was already, you know, adulting because her parents forced her to, you know, or at least her mother did. And so the energy that I'm getting is like Ari wasn't liked. And when you're a kid and you're not liked, then you're going to bring that into adulthood. So I think now we're starting to get a little bit of a better understanding about why Ari acts the way she does. Because I'm hearing Pick Me in my mind. And listen, I like Ari. I binge like 5-10 of her songs, I think. I don't know. But it's given me like, because now they're showing me the Fool's Gold. It's like, because I wanted to make money at all costs, I also have an ick towards the industry because I did it despite them not liking me. I did it despite them telling me that I'm not the best. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's compartmentalization. Like I'm seeing the word Nickelodeon and I'm seeing it being lifted and put into a box and shelved. It's like, new name, who this, new number, who this. Ari doesn't want to go there anymore. But let's check out why she didn't go. I'm 99% sure it was an NDA that made her not go. But let's see if we could get why she didn't go, allegedly, why she didn't go, and how she feels about the quiet on set. Look at how messy this deck is. It's like the whole situation was messy, and it's messy now. Yeah, what did I say? Contract. Contract's in the reverse. It's a bad contract. I feel like she was NDA'd. Allegedly. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes, only no facts here. Yeah, it's like in order to advance your career, there's some things that you have to do in the industry that you're not proud of. And 3 of Cups in the reverse is like, that's a celebration card. But in the reverse, it's like there's nothing to celebrate because I'm against these people. I feel like Nickelodeon... I agree with the quiet on set that the work conditions were not healthy at all, because think about being like, I don't know, how old are these kids? 9 to 14, 15, whatever. And you're being pinned against other kids. And it's like, if you won't do it, I'll make someone else do it. And if, you know what I mean? So Ari got a lot of advancements because she was willing to put in the work for the fame. And it caused a lot of tension between other people, because I think it was a mix between like, you know how like girl power, like we got to stick together. I feel like Ari was just like, I'm here for the bank. Like it's reminding me of Doja Cat. Like I'm just trying to make my money. I'm not here to make friends. Like that's kind of Ari's energy. So they kind of teamed up against her because it was like, why aren't you, and I think they still feel this way now, why aren't you acknowledging that we're being treated poorly? Why aren't you acknowledging and being friends with us. Like, it's like, I see Ari like off in the corner. It's reminding me of when I used to cheerlead. I know, judge me, that's fine. But I had no friends. I just really loved the sport, so I would sit by myself during a lot of it. It's reminding me of that. It's like Ari didn't care. She wanted the fame. So it's like the other kids were like, this is scary. I don't like this. I don't feel safe. I'm being drawn in my skull. So it's like, I feel threatened. I feel like, yeah, I do agree with what they said that like if you spoke up, your career's over, because that's how it feels. It's like, shut up, do your work, get paid, work harder. They treat you like an adult. They do. Look, this has never had an issue. Everything seems like it's an issue right now, which could be Mercury retrograde shadow, but it also feels like there was just so many issues going on at the time. And Ari was just like, I just keep hearing pick me. I'm sorry. Based on what we know today, she kind of still is that way. But again, this is how trauma manifests, right? So I'm not coming from a place of judgment, but I do feel like she was willing to do things that other people felt morally gray. She was willing to do things that would make people dislike her. She was willing to do anything because I just want to be a star. I mean, are we shocked? I'm just, you know what? This is irritating me. Okay, so with the Death card, Ace of Wands in the reverse, and Eight of Cups in the reverse, it's like refusing to change, refusing to move on, though, regrets from the past. So I feel like part of her did want to speak up, if I'm being honest with you. But in order to do that, she would have to accept a lot of things that she doesn't want to deal with. Again, compartmentalization is the word that I keep hearing in my head. It's like, if I have to face it, think about like, say you're 50 and you've been going the same way for 50 years. And then, the mental health thing is now being talked about. And now it's like, I have to look at everything. Yes, they're showing me the scene from my favorite movie. It's hard to think. Someone Great. It's on Netflix. Highly recommend if you're going through a breakup or trying to grieve somebody. There's a scene where the two friends are having a fight, and they're girlfriends too. So I feel like this is a point. And the girl's like, why won't you grow up? Why won't you change? Blah, blah, blah. And the girl goes, because then I would have to change everything. She's like, and they're all turning 32, which is ironic because how many times have I said all these Saturn returns I'm seeing within these celebrities? But she's like, I'd have to change everything about me. I don't even know where to begin. And so I feel like that's where Ari is, because it's like you can either, ignore and compartmentalize and put your pain in a box and move forward, or you're going to have to spend some time really unlearning and healing and dealing with the pain. And I feel like she just puts it in a box. Because if you think about how hard it is to heal from something, I mean, since the moment I decided to make a change, it's been 4 years and I'm almost done. But even still, like, things will come up that I thought I was over. So, healing, it's not linear. It takes a lot of time. You think you're over it and then it comes back because you're looking at it from a different, higher perspective. So she doesn't want to go there, if I'm being honest with you. That Death card in the reverse with the Eight of Cups in the reverse, both cards of moving forward blocked. She does not want to go there. It's kind of remind me of Amanda Bynes. And let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do one on Amanda Bynes, because I probably will. I want to turn this into a series. So please let me know in the comments if you're down for a series, because I'll do it. But with that Ace of Wands in between the two cards of not being moving on, there's regrets. There's like, I wish I could. Oh my God, what's that song? I wish a N-word would. I think she's turned this into fuel. That's it. Some people, they heal by facing it. Some people, they'll use it as fuel, but that's not necessarily healing. You got to heal it and then use it as fuel. I feel like she just uses it as fuel. It's like, oh, you guys are just hating on me. I'm going to use that as fuel to make myself even bigger. It's like a coping mechanism for her. It's like, instead of dealing with what's going on, I'm getting angry. I'm using that anger to advance my career. So it's like, this is upsetting me. This hurt me. I don't want to go back there. There could have, allegedly, that Ace of Wands remind me a lot of sex. And it's from the past. So, I noticed how my voice got really quiet out of nowhere. I didn't mean to do that. Allegedly, there might have been something that happened to her as well. I also see her feeling like a lot of shame because I'm seeing the clip of like her with the potato and her sucking on her foot. And I just see her being like embarrassed. Like I'm seeing the judgment card in reverse in my mind. Like I don't want this in public. This is embarrassing. I didn't understand the complexity of it back then. I feel like everybody was sexualized on that show, especially the women. With men, it depends on, who wanted to pick who. Obviously with the Drake Bell thing, obviously I want to do a reading on that as well. But I feel like it's like it hurts to go there. I'm compartmentalizing it. I don't want to deal with it. I do feel like the documentary might have shook her up a little bit, though. Yeah, it's like I want to talk and I can't. Especially, remember how I said an NDA before I even dropped a card, and then the first card that comes out is a contract card, and it's in the reverse, so it's hidden. Page of Wands is like, I want to put out information. Ace of Swords in reverse, regrets, missed opportunities. I can't. So I feel like, has she watched it, Spirit? She knows about it. I don't know for sure if she's sat down and watched it. She knows, and it's like, my facade is crumbling. Is she going through a Saturn return? Because didn't she? I've been bringing this up for a while, and then I remember a comment saying she was going through a Saturn return, because this feels like my world's crumbling. I'm getting a dose of humble pie. I'm not a girl's girl. I'm not helping these girls that are struggling. I took a man, because I'm hearing the song The Boy Is Mine, which, by the way, if you're new, The Boy Is Mine is a remake, just so you know. So please go listen to the real one, because it's amazing. But anyway, Brandy and Monica, highly recommend. She's just in this place now where it's like trying really, really hard to mask all of the pain. Honestly, I keep hearing a slice of humble pie, a slice of humble pie. I don't know what's going on for Ari, but it's like her world is coming down right now. Like, I'm trying to focus on Quiet on the Set, but I'm seeing her life like falling apart before her eyes. It's like, you know how like you have this dream of what you want out of life, and you're like, I don't know, maybe you're like 17 when you make it. I know I did this. Where you're like, I want a husband and a white picket fence and 2 kids and a dog and like whatever your bullshit is. I feel like she's at the place now where she's like, I got it all and I'm miserable. And now the world is forcing me to look at things I don't want to look at, and I don't like that. And it's like, it's almost like the universe is forcing her to deal with her trauma, obviously, because Quiet on Set, like Jennette McCurdy sparked like a fire in everybody that wanted to speak up. And I said this back in 2020. It's why I went viral on TikTok, that everybody that's been bad is going to get called out, and we're going to keep seeing it. It's not over, y'all. We're going to hear more and more names, not just Nickelodeon, more music industry people, more Hollywood people. You're just going to see people randomly having health issues and disappearing from the spotlight, randomly getting accused from something from like 10, 20 years ago. It's because people are ready to talk. They're ready. But for some reason, Ari just cannot cope. I mean, she is a Cancer, so it doesn't really shock me. I'm not dragging Cancers. I'm simply saying, like, Cancers will hold on to shit. And it's like, I'm holding on for dear life to my... She's got this escapism type of complex where it's like, I want to create the fantasy. I see the fantasy. Like, look at how she's trying to fit Ethan. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not working. Like, it doesn't fit her box that she wants, like the again, like the white picket fence type of energy. I mean, she wanted the white picket fence. She had Dalton, fucked it all up, because what you want sounds great and all, but if you don't heal the shit that you've been through, you're not going to appreciate it, because you're looking externally for something that is actually you. You need to save yourself. Things aren't going to save you. People aren't going to save you. And I feel like she's starting to realize that, because it's like, you guys have seen the Ethan readings that I've done. She's not happy. You're not going to sit here and convince me she's happy in the relationship. It's more just like optics at this point. Like, oops, fucked up, but I'm going to force this to work type energy. So I think her world in general is kind of crumbling down for her. There's a lot of regrets. There's a lot of what ifs. I could have been a girl's girl, but this is who I am now. It is what it is. It's like, it's honestly like a very strong victim mentality, but it's coming from trauma. So not judging, but I do know a lot of people like this, where it's like, you've been through so much trauma that at some point you tap out and you're like, I couldn't even heal it, even if I wanted to. But yeah, let's look at more cards. Strength card. Not all that glitters is gold. I think, the Judgment card. It's like, oh my God, now people are going to see me for what I really am. What can I do even if I wanted to? Like, I signed a contract not to say anything. Like, if she does end up coming out and saying anything, it's going to be like a half-ass, because first of all, she can't say anything. So she's not going to break those contracts. She cares way too much about her money and her persona. And what I see is like blacklists. It's like, if you speak out, you're going to be blacklisted. And she's like, I've come too far to risk any of that. So it's like her pride is winning. It's like, I know that the public's gonna know this is not what I bargained for, but it's like, in her mind, it's kind of like, well, you see the documentary, obviously you know what's going on. Why do I need to add to it? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the headspace. It's like, why am I going to break my NDA, cause more issues for myself, cause more issues in the public, get bad press when the documentary speaks for itself? It's like, you don't have to be a genius to know that 2 + 2 = 4. I think that's kind of the headspace that she's in right now, where it's like, I don't even need to say anything. It speaks for itself. But I do think that she's scared because she's afraid that, because I'm hearing like it's the reckoning. I think she's afraid that people are going to start to turn on her even more now, because it's like, not only did me stealing a married man prove I'm not a girl's girl, but now I'm not even speaking out for people that have been victims, when I do believe that to some extent she was a victim too. I mean, you're a kid star. Like, there's going to be some sort of trauma here. So we all handle shit differently, right? Like, some people, because I'm being drawn to Jamie Lynn Spears. Like, we all know she's been through some shit and she lashes out. But then there's people like me who've been through some shit, and I make it a point never to take it out on other people, but I used to kind of like beat myself up instead. I think that she kind of lashes out at people, and it's like, why don't you get it? The writing's on the wall is what I'm hearing. It's like, everything that I built for myself, of course it came at a cost. That's how it works here. You all know it. You've seen it. What do you want from me? Like, that's kind of the vibe of Ari. What do you want from me? I'm just trying to grow and make something because of this. I think she's really afraid of losing her throne right now. I think she's trying to be like strategic, because the 3 of Wands is like an expansion. It's like outgrowing where you've been. And the 8 of Wands is a slowing down. 10 of Pentacles is finances. It's in the reverse. So it's like, how can I grow without risking my career? And is my career already going down? This girl is not even dealing with honestly, this is so much about money that like it kind of proves even more that this machine is just run on money and not humans. I feel like Ari learned very early on that having emotions doesn't benefit you in this industry. And I think that she kind of turned it off. She just put it in a box. Yeah, I'm hearing the song to the left, everything you own in a box to the left. So it's like, oh shit, the world is evolving, the world is turning, because I'm seeing like, oh my God, that soap opera, Days of Our Lives, with like the sand thing, and it's like, now's the time, everything's slowing down, people are looking at this, but I'm not willing to risk everything to speak my piece. This girl, I don't think she wants to deal with her trauma, if I'm being real with you. I think some people, they push shit down instead of looking it in the eye. And even if it's in your face, like, I'm being drawn to a situation in my personal life where someone was traumatized by something, and I was trying to get them to look it in the eye, and they ended up screaming because they just could not. And it's reminded me of the scene from Free Guy. I highly recommend this if you have Disney Plus, the movie Free Guy. It's amazing. But there's a point where he's woken up, right? And he goes to his friend and he's like, you can be free too. You can be happy too. And the guy's like, no, man, like, I can't. Like, it's like you're choosing because you don't know any better. It's like, she doesn't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I'd rather be a bitch. I'm already a bitch, especially with what's going down today. She's just kind of in this headspace like, I'm already the bad guy, so why would I risk my career over it? Let people think what they want. Let people talk all they want. I almost see like, I think she's either debating on it or something, where it's like, it's going to be like an Instagram story of like basically saying like, my heart goes out to the people involved. And maybe she says some shit like, I had no idea, but it's like, this is business. That's her headspace. This is business. She's kind of, unfortunately, and I hate to say it, I'm not saying she's a bad person. This is just how trauma works. She's kind of under the headspace of a lot of other career celebrities I've read, where you're too far in and now you're in the headspace of like, this is how it works. Quit your complaining. It's giving like old school boomer energy. Like, you should have a house and a car. Why are you bitching when, the career versus money we make isn't the same? She's kind of already in a headspace now where it's like, why are you bitching? This is how the industry works. So, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like to bring my feelings too much into this, but I feel like Ari's just, how some people have been through so much trauma that they shut off and then they end up being a nasty person because of it? Like, Spirit keeps showing me these people I know that are either narcissist or have narcissistic tendencies that I know have been through some severe trauma, but they've become really big assholes to deal with it. And I almost feel like Ari's headed down that road if she's not kind of already there. Again, I'm not saying she's not talented. I'm not saying she hasn't been through some severe trauma. I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve healing. You guys know my readings. I've said they all need to go to mandatory therapy. That being said, I think Ari's heading in a direction where she's going to be nasty, because I'm seeing how like Nicki Minaj went live and like flipped the fuck out, and everybody's like, what the hell happened to Nicki? It's kind of giving me that vibe. And now I'm seeing how Amanda Bynes went a little off, and how Britney Spears shaved her head. I feel like if Ari's not careful and she doesn't start to deal with her shit, there's a chance that I'm hearing fall from grace. It's almost like, listen, she's a megastar, so I'm not saying that she's going to be canceled, but I do think a lot of people that are more emotionally evolved are going to stop liking her, because it's like she's wearing her pain as like a suit of armor, but now that armor is hurting other people. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, I've been through a lot of trauma, but I would never, or I try my best to never put that on other people, because at the end of the day, it's no one's fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's part of life. Whereas Ari's in this place, it's very parallel to Jamie Lynn Spears. I just keep seeing Jamie Lynn Spears in my mind, where it's like, you can either be someone like Britney, who's extra sweet because you know how ugly the world is, or you could be someone like Jamie Lynn, where you feel like a victim and then you attack everybody else. Because, yeah, they're showing me the symbolism of, like, when a coyote gets its foot stuck in a bear trap and you try to save the coyote, but the coyote's in so much pain that it's trying to hurt you. Ari's the coyote. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's like, I'm stuck. I went through shit too. I was abused too. Suck it up. That's part of the industry. That's kind of where she's at. And, like, I'm going to be honest, I don't like this energy, you guys. She's not someone I would be friends with. I'm going to be honest. Based on this energy, I'd be like, listen, if I was her friend, I'd be like, listen, I really care about you and I hate that you're in so much pain. But at this point, if you don't get help, I don't know what to do. It's giving me the vibe of okay, y'all know that I was an alcoholic 4.5 years ago. It's giving me the vibe of, like, eventually your family and friends aren't going to deal with your excuses. You either need to get sober or we're going to cut you off. Like, that's kind of the vibe. Ari has a lot of anger that she's not dealing with. And it comes from a lot of baggage with the industry, especially Nickelodeon. That 3 of Pentacles in the reverse is very telling. And I was drawn to use the Haunted House Tarot, not my regular. You guys know this isn't my favorite deck. But look at how in the 3 of Pentacles, someone's being abused. And someone's smiling. Because it's dog eat dog in that entertainment. And I feel like she's got a lot of anger towards people. I also feel like, because I see adults, like, whispering to kids, and then I see them moving and whispering to a different kid. And then I see the 2 kids looking at each other and then not liking each other. So that's kind of giving me a vibe of, like, I don't think Ari knows the entire story. Like, I think if Ari had a sit down with, like, Jennette, for instance, or whoever else was on the set, and they had a conversation, I almost see, like, them both having receipts and being like, wait a second, your receipt doesn't match up with my receipt. And then them realizing that, like, yeah, because I'm seeing the video game Tekken Tag where it's like we're against each other, but it's like we didn't choose to be against each other. The workplace made us that way. So she's got a lot of anger at the wrong people. Like, I almost feel like she doesn't like Jennette McCurdy, if I'm being honest with you. They're both Cancer signs. I feel like Jennette was kind of a mirror in a weird way, because Ari was stomaching it, right? Remember how I said trauma works in a couple of ways? You either, you stuff it or you lash out at others. And I feel like Jennette was the type to stuff it because she knew what trauma felt like and she wanted to help others. Whereas Ari was the type to be like, well, I can't deal with this, so I'm going to lash out at others. And I almost see her and Jennette bumping heads because it's like you're both Cancers. You're both kind of mirroring each other. You're dealing with the same trauma, but Jennette's more adult-like and Ari's more childlike because Jennette was a parentified child. So I see them being pinned against each other. I see Ari with her hand out like this, and I see Jennette going like this. So I do believe that Jennette did intentionally fuck up her career life because she didn't. I'm hearing no more drama. It's like, I don't want to be a part of this. It's not worth the cost. Yeah, I'm hearing Find the Cost of Freedom. It's from Saigon. It's like the cost of freedom. You know what I mean? So I feel like Ari just has so much anger, resentment. It's like, I don't want to go there. I'm putting it in a box. Does she have an Aquarius placement? It wouldn't shock me, but it's just more like compartmentalization for her. I do think to some, you know what I'm seeing? And I don't know if she knows this or if this is just something Spirit wants to share with me, but I'm seeing like the dark web and I'm seeing videos of Ari. Now, I don't think that it's next level. I think it's what we've seen on Nickelodeon, but I feel like she knows. It's like, it's almost giving me the vibe of like, I know that adults jerk it to my childhood shit. Like, that's the vibe. Now, can you imagine if you knew that? You're probably going to be in a different headspace, right? Unless you grieve and you deal with it. She doesn't do that. She doesn't grieve. I think this is why she projects so much and she like wants to create a fantasy at all costs. It doesn't even matter who the players are. I want the fantasy to come true. And that's why she like makes it work with Ethan, even though we've seen that it doesn't work. It's because this is how she survives. It's like, I got to create the reality I want because I can't deal with the reality that I have. I do feel like, yeah, she goes back and forth. It's like, I want to speak with that Queen of Swords, but then with the Emperor, it's like, I could get in trouble. I might lose a chance for bigger and better. Because I almost see her like looking at Taylor Swift and pointing and being like, I can get that far. Because it's like Taylor's hit the industry with football and she's done this and that and the third. It's like these women, remember, she's been bred to compare herself to other women. So I see her being like, yeah, because I'm even seeing Beyonce. It's like, I need to climb. I need to keep going. It's given Virgo energy. I need to keep going. I need to create these opportunities for myself. I don't care what it takes. The Emperor's upright. So it's like, I don't even think that she has a bad feeling towards the industry. One, because she didn't get it as bad. And two, because she took the scraps. Like I see a dog like eating scraps off the floor, and then I'm seeing Ari. It's like, I'll take whatever I can. I want to be famous. That it is what it is sometimes. I do feel like sometimes she shuts off and sometimes she deals with her heartbreak, but honestly, she's so... You know what I'm hearing is the song You're So Vain? Listen, I'm not here to drag Ari. Remember, I'm with y'all. This is trauma, and it sucks, but when you don't deal with it, you might end up becoming the very person who hurt you. That's very common, right? There's a lot of people that get hurt, and they deal with it by continuing the spiral. And I kind of feel like that's what she's doing because I keep hearing the word callous when I look at that. But I also feel like it's kind of the vibe of like with that King of Cups in the reverse. It's like, yeah, the creator and everybody involved, they were abusive, right? But it got me to where I am today. So how can I even be angry about it? So again, there's just so much compartmentalization here that it's like, it's weird. Like I'm worried for her, to be honest. Like, I'm worried about her mental health because it's like she doesn't deal with shit and it wouldn't. Because here's the thing, right? A lot of medical people won't admit to this, but we've seen it happen. Disease is literally in the word, right? Dis-ease. It's a dis-ease within yourself. And if you're on top of that, then your health is pretty good. I'm almost concerned about her health, maybe like anxiety that might lead to heart problems or something like that, because it's just giving me the vibe of like not dealing with shit. So it's showing up in our health. So I would not be shocked if in the next couple of years, either we hear that she's drinking, because I'm seeing like Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears. I keep seeing how they went like erratic. Or we find out that she has some sort of health issue because it's like, I'm not dealing with it. Everybody's cutthroat. That's part of the business. I don't want to deal with the heartbreak that I've dealt with because it gave me everything that I ever wanted. But again, what's money without happiness? So it's like, but I got everything, so I don't want to be ungrateful. But it hurts. But no, I'm going to compartmentalize this. I have everything that I want. I'm going to it's like she doesn't see... Her rose-tinted glasses are so strong. Like, no one... It's delusion, honestly. But it's a survival mechanism. So I get it, but it's not healthy. Yeah, it's like, I'm still dealing with this. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Swords is someone who wants to save you. It's a savior. But in the reverse, it's like, I want to manipulate you. It's someone who, you know, they're smart with their words, but they're emotionally immature because they don't have your best interest at heart. So with that Knight of Swords in the reverse, followed by the Seven of Cups, which is like opportunities and wishful thinking, it's like, I've always had to deal with people that don't mean well, because they're the ones that get me the dreams that I want. And if I want my life to keep growing, that Empress card, I want to keep being on top, then I have to keep working with people like this, and I have to keep signing NDAs, and I have to deal with the fact that they treat me wrong. Like, I'm being drawn to like women in the workplace. Like, they mentioned that in the show about how the salaries were split and shit like that. It's like, this is part of the, it's giving old school energy, and I'm really shocked that her headspace is like this. It's giving that the older boomer that's like, I had to walk uphill to school both ways in the snow. That's her energy. It's like, this is how I got here. Why are you complaining? This is how you make $1 billion. Yeah, you suck your foot. Yeah, you deal with misogyny. Yeah, people sexualize you, but it's all in the name of the game. She's kind of brainwashed by the industry, if I'm going to be real with you. Because that world card in the reverse, it's like, this cycle's never ending for her. It's like, you always got to work with shitty people. You always got to deal with problems. Like, why are you bitching? That's kind of her energy. It's like, why are you complaining? It's part of the job. I don't like this, y'all. Yeah, if anything, she feels attacked. It's like, can't we move on? Can't we just move on? Like, I already made my deal with the devil. I already fought for myself. Now I'm on top. Can we just move on? But this Fool card, she's scared. She doesn't feel like, oh, I'm taking a leap into something new, like the regular Waite Tarot, where Spirit's going to help me. It's, I have to run. Like, that's the vibe. So it's like, I think she tries to run away from her problems. It's like, she uses men as like a Band-Aid, and she uses career as like a Band-Aid. Like, I'm being drawn to her song where she talks about, I want it, I got it. And it's like, I can buy anything I want, so I don't have to deal with my life. Like, that song's kind of telling now. Because it's like, I can buy anything I want. Who cares? It's just kind of it's the energy of Jamie Lynn Spears is the only way I know how to describe this, because we know how Jamie Lynn, lashes out. It's kind of that same energy. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to talk about it. Why are you guys still on this? This happened. It is what it is. It's part of the industry. Why are you bitching? She can't empathize with these people, you guys, because then she would have to admit that she too was a victim. Does that make sense? If you don't want to admit you're a victim because you want to compartmentalize it, then you have to put it way back in your subconscious. You don't deal with it. So then people that are trying to heal and work through their shit, they're going to trigger you because you have to look at yourself. And so Jennette being a Cancer, Jennette being her co-star, I think Jennette wanted to be her friend originally, but it's like, you are too much of a mirror for me because you said this was wrong and you decided to choose yourself, but I wanted fame so badly that I disrespected myself. I don't want to look at that. This is her coping style. What's the back deck? Yeah, conflict, the Magician, intuitive. It's like, I know that there was problems. I know that it was wrong. I know that people manipulated, but I wouldn't have created what I have for myself if I didn't go along with it. So how can I be mad? It's compartmentalization would be the main word that I would use in this. It's like, I know that there were problems. I know that people stabbed you in the back. I know I was one of them. But how else would I have gotten where I am today if I didn't do it? It's dog eat dog is her energy. Anything else? Yeah, it's like, I want to be disconnected from this. Can't we move on? Literally. I don't want to cope. It's like I'm putting it in a box, because the Nine of Swords is anxiety. With this in the reverse, it feels like I'm batting it off. I almost see her like, it's metaphorical, but I see her pushing it to the back of her head. It's like, I don't want to deal with it. The Chariot, can we move forward? I don't want to deal with this. The Devil card in the reverse, I want to detach. I want to disconnect. What is her moon sign? Or Mercury? Because it's just, there's so much compartmentalization and detachment. Is it like an air or earth sign for the moon and the Mercury? Because it's just like, let me put it in a box. Like, she's just not dealing with this. Yeah, pride and ego. It's like my success. Today for tomorrow energy. What I did as a child. It's like, it's giving me that movie with where they pay for like a hooker and she ends up marrying the guy. I'm sorry, brain don't work one channel. But it's kind of giving me the vibe of like, it got me where I am today, so how can I be mad about it? And why are you guys mad about it? I get where she's coming from because it's trauma that she doesn't want to deal with, but it's kind of like she's blaming other people to deal with it. So it's like, fuck you guys for complaining. It's part of the job. Fuck you guys for making me relook at this. It's like, I think you get the point. Y'all, I'm not Yeah, 5 of Cups in the reverse. I'm not dealing with the grief. This is what I had to do as a kid in order to survive, and this is a success I got. Why are you complaining? And then with the 5 of Wands, it's just like, you guys hated me anyway. What does it matter? What does it matter if I help you now? You guys always hated me. Who fucking cares? This girl is traumatized. But yeah, I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of at a loss. I knew that she had gone through something, but the way she's dealing with it, I just keep hearing like, I'm hearing Come Down from Bush. That's an older song. You guys might not know it, but it's like, I don't want to come back down from this cloud. It's like, I'm in dreamland. I'm in La La Land. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to remember that it existed. That's not me. It's new phone. Who this? It's that's not me. That's Patricia. Like, that's the vibe. It's giving, like, I wouldn't say multiple personality disorder. I don't think she has that, but it's like, you know how like Beyonce's got Sasha Fierce as like an alter ego? It's kind of that vibe. It's like, I put the child version of me in a box. I don't know that girl. Who's that? That's not me. I am Ariana Grande superstar. I am not Ariana Grande a victim. It's like, I won't even go there. So that's why we got to deal with our trauma, y'all. All right. So I think that pretty much covers why she wasn't in it and why she's not talking about it. So let's move on to Jennette, shall we? Because I want to see how she feels about this. You know what's funny? I don't feel like I need the haunted house for her. But as always, if you guys enjoyed these readings, please give it a like. It really does support my page. Thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And subscribe if you haven't already, because we are definitely doing a series on the series. So if you have not watched Quiet on Set, watch it, because it's very telling. It spoke to what all of us psychics and astrologers have been saying, that bad guys are going down, y'all. But without further ado, you know what makes me happy is knowing that I didn't need the haunted house for Jennette. I feel a sense of peace as I'm entering her energy. It's almost kind of giving me the vibe of like, yeah, because I'm hearing I Told You So. And then I'm hearing the song I Came In Like a Wrecking Ball. So it's like, yeah, because I'm hearing the song We Didn't Start the Fire, but it's like, yes, I did. You know, it's kind of giving me that vibe. So I think Jennette is in this headspace of like, I got everybody else to talk out. Now they're listening. Now things will change. I think she's really hoping that shit's going to change. But let's check it out. How is Jennette? Allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. Oh, yeah. She's so happy this project came out. She was like, I've been an underdog my whole fucking life. I had to defend myself. Nobody had my back, not my parents, not the execs, not the industry, nobody. You deserve to fall from grace. I hope that, like, it's giving me the vibe of, like, I'm seeing a scene from a movie where this dude, like, pisses on his dad's grave. Like, that's the vibe. It's like, you guys can hold on forever, but this is going to keep coming. It's giving me the vibe of, like, yeah, I'm hearing Alicia Keys' Karma in my mind. She's ready. She's ready to watch it fall. That's where she is. She's happy. Like, I see her kicking her feet up with her head in her hands. Like, you know how like you do that like after a long day? It's kind of giving me the vibe of like, huh, told you so. Like, that's the vibe. Yeah. I put in this work. It was worth it. I think she was like, you guys wanted to lie to me. You wanted to control me. You wanted to force me to do things I never wanted to do. You guys gaslit me, but I stayed strong. I stayed true to myself, and you guys are going to fall now. You guys are going to go down. Jennette's happy. She is yeah, I'm hearing the song Happy, Pharrell. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yep, I've detached. I've already gone in, and I cut y'all off. Fuck you. Like, that's the vibe. It's like, fuck all of y'all. I wonder why she didn't go on the show. You know, it's because I'm hearing like taking my life back. That's what I'm hearing. So I feel like she might not have gone on the show simply because in her mind, it's giving me the vibe of like what's done is done. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing her shut the book she wrote, and then she moves forward. So it's giving me this vibe of like, I don't really have more to add. Read my book. Like, that's kind of the vibe. Like, I've been telling y'all forever. That's why I'm not around anymore. None of you guys believe me. You thought that I was bitter. You thought that I was just jealous. You thought this, you thought that, but I just didn't want to be abused. And now everything's falling apart, and I'm grateful that it is. It's like just how her headspace was like, I'm glad my mom's dead. She's like, I'm glad Nickelodeon's falling down. I'm glad people are talking out. I'm glad people are getting a slice of humble pie. I feel like, allegedly, I think she's glad that Ari has to face this too, because it's like you have such, because I almost see her looking at Ari and being like, you have such a big community. You have such a spotlight on you. How dare you not say anything? How dare you not support us? Like, I see Jennette being like, not a girl's girl, not a girl's girl. Like, I feel like a lot of these people from Nickelodeon and a lot of people that Ari's worked with, they are tainted, because I'm hearing tainted love. The people in the industry don't really like Ari. I'm going to be honest with you, because Ari will do anything for money. Now, I don't mean literally anything, but way more than what most people would be comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, sucking on your toe, or, you know, jerking off a potato as a child, you know, like, and I'm not saying that she's bad for that. She was a child. She didn't know any better, but I feel like she still kind of has that attitude where it's like, if you won't do it, I will. It's money. I don't care. Like, that's kind of the headspace. And so Jennette's just like, I'm just glad that I'm cut off from all y'all. Fuck all y'all. Like, it's giving me that song, fuck you and your mom and your sister. Yeah, she's done, dude. She's done, and she's happy, and she's just glad that she's out of it. Yeah, it's like, I don't even care how much I invested into it. Bye. Bye, Felicia, would be how I would explain this. I do think that she's watching social media and seeing if people actually do change. I almost see her being like, what's it going to take for you guys to actually change, though? Like, I wrote my book. Now we got the documentary. But are you guys really going to change, though? Because y'all really be working with that money. Like, I see her having a little bit of pessimism where it's like, I'm glad this came out, but I'm not sure if it'll be enough to make actual change. I'm sitting here watching with that Page of Wands. I'm watching online. I'm not going to say anything yet. It's like I see someone putting their foot in the water. It's like, I'm testing it. Let me see what goes on. But with that Three of Wands in the reverse, it's like, I don't really think that you guys are actually going to grow and evolve. Because, like, it's giving me the vibe of, like, why aren't there rules where, you know, kids, why aren't you following rules where kids only work a certain amount of hours? Why aren't you following rules that kids are supposed to be with their parents at all times? Like, you guys never listened before. You just threw money at it. And so I feel like she's just kind of like, I'm grateful that it happened. I'm grateful more people know, but I want to move on with my life. And also, I doubt they'll ever fucking change. Like, that's kind of the vibe. She is, like, if no one ever said her name again, if she could just be a normal person on the street, she'd be really fucking happy with that. She's just ready to move on. Jennette's just like, thank you, next. Like, abuse of power. Yeah. At work. Yeah, literally. I think she also hopes that, like, this will make people start boycotting things and people. Because it's giving me the vibe of, like, what you watch at home, that home card in reverse. And it's like, now that you know that our work environment was abusive, what are you people going to do about it? Are you going to make changes? Are you guys going to help us? Or are you just going to let this go away with the news like everything else? Because what I'm seeing is, like, cycles, and how, like, I've said this in numerous videos. When something big happens, they throw, like, Taylor Swift and Travis over it, and now we don't hear about it anymore. So I feel like Jennette's kind of, like, disheartened, because it's like, great, we're talking about it, but, like, you know what it's reminding me of? Like, say it was on Netflix, right? Say it was on Netflix and it was in the top 10, right? Because you know how they're like, top 10, blah, blah. I see her being like, yeah, it's top 10 this week, but next week people will be on to the next. So I do think she has a little bit of cynicism towards people as a whole, too, because it's like, are you guys actually going to do anything about it? Are you going to cause havoc? Are you going to make these people go down? Or is this just going to be something you watch and move on from? So I do think that she's just kind of, like, scarred. Honestly, she don't like people. She don't trust people. She doesn't want people to know who she is. She just wants to move on with her life because she doesn't expect people to show up for her. No one ever did. So why would she expect them to now? You know, it's kind of sad. Well, it is sad. Yeah, jealousy and stuff going on. Yeah, it's like nobody was ever my friend. I always looked like the bad guy because I spoke my truth and they weren't going to drag me down. But y'all hated me back then. Where was the appreciation and the love back then? Now you guys want me involved? Fuck that. Fuck you. Like, she's just so... Honestly, I relate to this energy. Yeah, she's like, I'll find my happiness elsewhere. I've already moved on. When I finished that book, I was done. Like, that's the vibe. It's like, you guys were spiteful. You were all just, like, I see kids, like, just running after money. She's like, y'all just chased for the fame. You didn't care about me. You didn't care about us. You didn't care about our well-being. So what? You expect me to show up now? You expect me to talk now? No, I'm good. Like, she might throw out some Instagram shit and just talk on it. Maybe she'll, like, be featured on a couple podcasts or something. But honestly, she's just over it. She's over it. She don't trust people. She doesn't appreciate people because look at what she went through. You know what I mean? She's happy it came out, but at the same breath, she's like, I don't want to talk about it, though. I just want to move on because when did it ever do me any good to talk about it in the first place? It took how many years for y'all to notice that I was suffering? And you want me to be grateful now that it's coming out? When did y'all even talking about it make anything change? Like, that's her headspace. And I honestly, I can't blame her because she's right. How many times do we see celebrities getting called out for some F-ish, but then you still celebrate them? You know what I mean? Like, remember when Travis had dead kids in the concert and now people just moved on? So Jennette's just kind of like, y'all will move on from this too. So it's not that deep. In her headspace, it's just like, I want to live my life. Yeah, conflict between other people. It was always about money, that 10 of Pentacles. And I was always the bad guy. I knew what was going on. I wasn't stupid. I wasn't naive. I knew those jokes weren't jokes. I was an adult child. I knew what you were doing. I knew you were teaming up against each other. She's a very intuitive Cancer. I'll give her that. Very intuitive. She knew. She knew how the game worked because I do believe she was manipulated by her mom. It's so true. Because I know this energy. It's like, I know how to spot a snake a mile away. You're all a bunch of snakes. I'm good. Like, that's just kind of the vibe. I don't think that she, like, hates the people that talked. Like, I'm sure she likes Alexa Nichols. Like, that girl speaks really loudly about what's going on. But I think in general, she's just kind of like, shit ain't gonna change anyway. Fuck it. Let me move on. Like, that's the vibe. Yeah. 6 of Swords, moving on. 6 of Cups is a past, childhood. Knight of Wands. I was already a bitch. I already told my story. I already got my masculine energy. I already attacked who I could attack. It is what it is. This also reminds me of Ari for some reason, because Queen of Wands reminds me of Ari. So I do feel like, again, there's some resentment towards Ari, where it's like, you have the platform. You have the following. You have the money. You have the means, and you're not talking because of money when everybody else is speaking out. You act like you're some sort of hero. You're an A-list, right? But you can't speak up for the people? Why? Because you're paid off, huh? Fuck you for not helping us move on. You know what happened in our childhood. And you're just going to keep building your money? That's all that matters to you, Ari? That's all you give a shit about is your money? You're not even happy. Jennette don't like her. You're not going to tell me that they're even civil. Jennette thinks that she's a spineless bitch is what I just heard in my mind. Oh my God, I heard spineless bitch. I wonder if she's called her that. I don't know why I heard that so loudly. Listen, I already told you, trauma. This is what, if we all heal our trauma, then we don't got to deal with the shit. But I do feel like she's like, Ari's a bitch. Because I keep hearing the song, bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. She's like, you have the platform. You have the means. You have the opportunity. And you say nothing. I think that's another reason that she's kind of like, what is this going to do? You can't even get Ari to speak. She's got an NDA. She ain't going to say shit. That would help us, but that's not going to help us. And then they're just going to pay off everybody. Look at how Brian Peck barely got anything. Look at how Dan Schneider was still around. You expect me to think anything's going to fucking change? Like, do you see the energy, how my energy has shifted? Where in the first reading, I was a little more calm and docile. Now I'm pissed. Like, I'm ready to fight. Like, Jennette's just done, dude. Done. So angry at Ari specifically, angry at the show, angry at the producers, the executives. It's like, I see her looking at all the adults and it's like, you should have fucking known better. You should have known better. You should have done better. It's like, how am I over here being like 13 years old, knowing better than you, a 50-year-old man? What, like, she's got a lot of anger. Yeah, I'm hearing the song, got a lot of enemies. It's like, I think she's mad at anybody that made a buck off of it and stood quiet. She's definitely bitter towards Ari. She is. I could feel it. It's like, how dare you? How dare you use this to blow up into an A-lister and then not help the people that suffered? You worked next to us. You saw us suffer. You're hearing your fellow people coming out and saying that they've been taken advantage of and they are abused, and you have nothing to say? You're a coward. Like, that's what I'm hearing. You're a fucking coward. She's mad. She is big mad at Ari. You're not going to convince me that she likes Ari. She thinks I just keep hearing coward and spineless bitch. Y'all know I don't talk like that. I mean, back in the day, but no. Ah! Bro, come on. What did I just say? Jennette thinks that Ari is a spineless, cowardless bitch. Queen of Cups in reverse. That's someone who's detached, emotionally inept. Emotionally unevolved. The emotional intelligence ain't there. She don't like Ari. I told you. I said that. Ooh. Oh, whoa. No. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that. Move on. Nope. Nope. No. Okay. Oh, God. How am I going to word this? Guys, I want to preface this by saying, 1, this is all legend for entertainment purposes only. 2, this is coming from Jennette, not me. 3, I don't know if this is fact because it's coming from Jennette. Okay? 5 on my clock when I said that. That's number of change. So maybe she's changed. But what I'm seeing is you'll fuck anybody to get ahead. You'll do anything to get ahead. You'll do anyone to get ahead. With that Lovers and that 2 of Cups, it's like, I'll link up with you. That'll bring me up in status. I'll link up with you. That'll bring me up in status. I don't have to stress. I don't got to worry about it because at the end of the day, I'm going to be real powerful. That remember in the first poll, I said the Knight of Swords is someone who's like, I can be your hero. In the reverse, it's someone who uses it for manipulation. And now my throat's starting to go. She don't like Ari. She does not like Ari. I almost see her being like, with your fucking bullshit relationship so that you can make more money with your fucking dating everybody so you can make another. It's kind of like, Jennette's bitter. And like, I get it. She's not wrong. It's just kind of funny because like, I'm feeling a little like I'm kind of stressed because I'm like, y'all are going to come for me in the comments. But listen, this is coming from Jennette. I can't not say what I'm seeing. But Jennette's like, you're a bitch. You're selfish. You'll do anything to get ahead. You'll hook up with whoever you need to. You don't have any morals about like, should I do this or that? Like maybe I should. No, like I'll fuck the director if I have to. Like that's kind of the headspace that she has for Ari. I don't know if she actually slept with the director because that's the director. That's damn. And with all this lover energy, it's just like, I don't know if Ari actually did. Maybe I should. I know you guys are going to be like, but what if she did though? So maybe let me grab a second deck. Let me find out. Hold on. I'll see if I could get an answer. All right. So I want to see if there's any truth to this so that you guys don't scream at me in the comments. Did she, or what is this alluding to? My throat is giving out. Pettiness. You're a bitch. Oh, okay. Okay, so not only is it's kind of more so the vibe of like you're in everybody's back pocket because you'll do anything that they say. But then what I'm seeing is like she's just bitter in general, so it's kind of like a lashing out type of thing because Jennette's upset. But I also see her being like, karma came for you because now look at your relationship, you look like a fucking fool. That's the vibe. It's like you were dealt a slice of humbled pie, and I'm glad to see it. And remember how I was saying it felt like they mirrored each other? And then look at this. That's a mirror. She's looking at herself. That's a mirror. So it's like, I guess climbing to the top wasn't worth it, was it? So I think she means more like your bullshit fake relationships and how I think she just doesn't like how Ari is, period. Because it's like karma came for you. Let me just make sure. Did she sleep with anybody or anything like that? 10 of Swords. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. I think Jennette thinks that she has. But if anything, I feel more so like she kind of took things that other people wouldn't do that was like gray area in terms of morality. You know what I'm saying? Because that 8 of Pentacles is work. It's in the reverse. It's like, and then that Ace of Cups is like an offering, but again, it's in the reverse. So it's like a manipulative offer in a toxic work environment. 10 of Swords, that burnt me out. That fucked me up. So I do think that she did things that were morally gray. I keep hearing morally repugnant, but I feel like that's coming from Jennette. I don't know that she necessarily, was she abused or anything? I don't like that. That should not be the first card to fall when I asked if she was abused. Ace of Wands, the Star, 6 of Wands. You know what I'm hearing in my head? Oh no. You know that song where it's like, what would you do if your son's at home crying on the bathroom floor because he's hungry? And it's a song basically about hooking because you have to pay the bills and take care of your family. I'm going to leave that to your imagination. I'm not going to imprint on that. You take from that what you want. But I think there might be some level of understanding as to why Ari is the way she is. Remember, in the Ace of Wands on the Rider-Waite, kind of looks like a dick. And then that's Dan Schneider. That's also anybody else who is a boss. Notice how I got real quiet? I think Ari was a victim too, to some extent. Anything else, Spirit, before I move on from this? Page of Wands in the reverse. Four of Swords. Yeah, I'm never going to talk on this. I created what I have today. I don't think she'll ever tell. I don't know that she'll ever tell. I almost see her being like, if I told, then I could lose everything. So I wonder again, between NDAs, between these powerful people still being in fucking power, I almost wonder if she's concerned that like I would lose everything even if I did want to say something. I mean, at best, you might get a song that alludes to trauma. I don't think she's ever going to tell. But that Ace of Wands, when I asked, I'm going to leave that to your imagination. Anything else? Eight of Swords. It's a victim, bro. Relationships with other people. I have to keep myself safe. Look at how she's literally tied up. It's like you got to do what you got to do. Back deck. It created my opportunities to move forward. If I didn't do it, how else would I have gotten where I am today? But I do believe that whatever happened to her lives rent-free in her mind all the time. And I think this is why she dates people that she has to prove herself to. I think this is why she fucks up relationships and she has no girlfriends, really. It's because she's got so much pain she can't get close to people. She needs people that make her prove herself. She needs people that... That's why I said I didn't buy the Ethan relationship, and then I pulled cards and it was like already her... What she made up is falling apart because these people worship her and she... I don't know that she hates herself. She doesn't like herself, if I'm being honest. I don't think Ari likes herself very much, and it's got a lot to do with the abuse she's dealt with and the people and how... But again, like, I feel like anything that someone does before the age of 25 is like, you got to give them a little bit of room. Their brain wasn't fully developed. Their prefrontal cortex wasn't fully developed until you're 25. So I don't think she realizes that she would actually get ahead if she were to speak, but she doesn't want to go there. Because it's like, I could lose everything. I'm still in cahoots with some of these people. I still work with some of these people. I do. Remember how I said there's going to be more people that we find out about. It's kind of this vibe of like, I'm still working with some of the people that have done fuck shit. It's like, there's more pedos than we know about. There's more people that take advantage in the system than we've yet to hear about. So this is complicated. This is like a... You know what I'm seeing in my mind is like an FBI raid when they find out about like a group of people that are like pedos and they're on their computers in the dark web and it's like we get them all. It's like giving me SVU vibes. It's like we haven't, yeah, because I'm seeing Pokemon. It's like got to catch them all. We haven't got them all yet. She can't speak even if she wanted to because she's still working with some of these people. It's like everybody's got a connection. Like I'm seeing a web around the world with like lights. And it's like, sure, you got Dan here and you got Brian Peck here, but you didn't get this guy over here. You didn't get that guy over there. This guy still works with me. That guy is best friends with that guy. That guy could close down my career. And if I say anything, so you know what I'm saying? It's complicated. And I think Jennette knows to an extent, but it's still just like, Jennette's moral compass is a lot stronger than Ari's. Ari's is like, I want all the money in the world so that I don't have to deal with my pain. Jennette is like, you couldn't give me $1 billion to make me let you guys do that shit again. Completely different headspaces. This is a very good example of how trauma can affect different people differently. They're literally both cancers and they're handling things completely different, both coming from the same source of trauma. Do you see what I'm saying? Anything else in terms of what Jennette's higher self would like us to know? Anything? You know what's weird is I'm hearing the song Happy by Pharrell. Is she dating anybody? Is she in a relationship or something? Because I almost, with that Queen and King of Wands, they're the same suit. Either she has met someone or she's going to meet someone. This is giving me like, because I've slowed down and I've focused on what really matters and I'm not about that money anymore and I'm not about hustling and I'm not about... I feel like she's she either already has somebody who's wonderful to her or she's going to meet somebody who's wonderful to her. So if she's single right now, then this is me telling you she's going to meet someone who's going to really treat her like a princess, going to really take care of her. It's giving me like, yeah, I'm hearing Let Me Cater to You by Beyonce. Someone is really going to, it's like, what I'm hearing is universal law. What you give out must come back. So, you know, if you're super toxic, karma comes for you. Ari didn't deal with shit right. The universe kind of humbled her a little bit. Jennette was screwed over and she kept her heart pure. I feel like universal law is bringing in a divine counterpart for her, if it hasn't happened already, that's really going to take care of her and nurture her heart back to life, because that's what she deserves. So if she's not in a relationship currently, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I don't know if she's currently in a relationship or she will be, but whoever this is, they're going to really nurture her soul. And it's going to be like, what I feel is like a coming home. It's like coming, there's someone here. I don't know if she's already with this person, but there's someone that is going to or is just nurturing the hell out of her heart. And it's a really healthy connection. Yeah, it's like what I thought I wished for. And then what came in, you know what I mean? It's like when I was a child, I wanted this success because I was kind of pushed into it. So I tried to force myself to like it. But what I realized is I actually want a simple life. That's what I want. I don't need the stardom. And I feel like the universe heard her loud and clear and either already gave her someone who's really solid or they will. I'm not sure. Yeah. For her, it's like justice is already here. My mom died. Yes. You know, I wrote that book. Yes. Got to tell my story. Yes. New opportunities for her are going to be different. It's like the simple life. You know what I mean? Back deck energy. Why does she hate Ari so? I feel like she thinks Ari slept her way to the top. That's part of it. That and having such a platform to be able to speak for victims and not doing so. That definitely also pisses her off. But there's something here. She's got a bone to pick, because that Queen of Pentacles in reverse is giving me Ari falling off of her throne. And it's like, I can't wait for that to happen. As I'm moving forward, it is really good to see that people that abused this are now falling from grace. That's where her head's at. It's like, good. I'm glad that people are speaking up, and I'm glad that the ones that won't will get their karma. She's like, justice is working out as it should. She's very happy with everything that's going on right now and how everything's unfolding. It's like, gotcha. Universal law. Karma's coming back. Ha ha. That's the vibe. Yeah, it's like there's not enough money in the world. I'm really glad I got out, and now I'm able to enjoy life and every opportunity that comes towards me, because now I'm living for me, no one else. And that's beautiful. So I'm going to leave it there. Please don't scream at me in the comments. I have no emotional standing either way about Ari. Like I said, I think she's a wonderful singer, and this is how trauma works. I mean, no one's inherently good or bad. It's just who we become because of what created us. You know what I mean? So let's just hope that, you know, she does the work and she heals and she repairs these relationships, because maybe Jennette knows something we don't, because it just kind of feels like she's waiting for Ari to like I see Ari falling from grace, quite literally. It's like I see her falling from a building, and like, you know how like Mario Brothers, like when you like bump into the thing you're not supposed to bump into and all the money falls out of the pocket? I think that's the right video game. That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like I see Ari falling and then the money falling out of her pockets. It's like either she wants Ari to fall from grace or it's actually going to happen. I think Ari's going to be going through it for quite a while because of this whole Ethan situation, and then more people speaking out. And then because Ari signed a lot of contract and she's still friends with people. Yeah, because I'm hearing I got friends in low places. She's still friends with people that run corruptly. It's like, this is part of the business. Why are you complaining? Unfortunately, it's giving Stockholm. Ari has not dealt with it. She doesn't want to. It's compartmentalization. Some people do it that way. It's unfortunate. But I'm going to leave it at that. Please let me know in the comments if you want me to continue this as a series, because I'm so down to do it. We will cover Drake. We will cover Leonardo DiCaprio. We will cover Amanda Bynes. We will cover Jamie Lynn Spears and her relationship with Dan Schneider, allegedly. We will cover it all. I want to know. Let's do a Nickelodeon series. You guys let me know in the comments, because I will make it happen for you. Please let me know. So if you enjoyed this reading, please give it a like. It really does support my page. Share it with your friends if you know people that are into this series, because then let's make this a thing, y'all. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the links are down below. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can now go to my website. It will take up to 3 weeks to get back, but please be patient with me. I'm only one person. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here. Thank you to all my regulars. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you guys next time.